Hello everybody, Mark Antimate here for another episode of Running in Japan. In this episode, I'm giving you guys another versus where I pit two shoes head to head against one another and we see which one comes out on top. Alright guys, both of these shoes come from ASICS and both of these have been purchased with my own money, so there's going to be no biases inside of this video to say that I like one preferential over the other because it was given to me for free. These are both hard-earned shoes. Now there is some overlap inside of these shoes, so it is one of those cases where it's apples to oranges, but at the same time it's also apples to apples. First of all, let me state that I paid definitely a lot more money for the Superblast 2 than I paid for the Novablast 5. Now these ones right here, because it's a limited edition colorway, I did pay extra money for this, but the performance of the shoe is exactly the same as the base level model of this shoe with the standardized color. Now, I'm just assuming that you bought the standardized color. I believe this shoe is 16,500 Japanese yen. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong on that. And this one, I paid 24,500 Japanese yen. So there is a very steep price increase inside of the Superblast 2 over this one. But because it's more expensive, does that necessarily mean that it's better? Well, if you're paying that type of steep increase, you would hope so. But the short answer to that is actually yes, it is. If I'm doing long distance type of running, I'm definitely going to reach for this shoe. This is my best naturally aspirated long distance shoe of all time. Now, when I say naturally aspirated, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is there are no turbos or superchargers inside of the shoe itself. Meaning there are no carbon plates inside of this one. It's just natural. And for a shoe that has no carbon plates inside of it, just any type of shoe in general, this is probably my greatest shoe of all time. So I guess that's kind of a dead giveaway which one I like between the two. But let me just go ahead and still continue to speak on this. If I'm going to do shorter mileage, I'm probably going to reach for this one first, because I would, like to run this one out before I reach for this one. The Novablast 5 is definitely a lot more plush and marshmallowy than the Superblast 2. The reason that I would be running in this shoe is to get my easy miles in. Just when I want to relax and take a break after I'm done using this shoe for a very hard, once a week long mileage run, whether it be 16K, 21K, 26K, 30K, whatever. I want to reach for this one for my 5Ks, my 10Ks, when I'm trying to take a break and just, recuperate the strength inside of my muscles, but I'm still trying to get my run in for the day. That's what this one is for. Obviously, there's a little bit of overlap inside of there. You could reach for either one of these for 5Ks, for 10Ks, for half marathons, but you could reach for this one for the full marathon. And I would definitely say, even though you could use both for the half marathon, this one is definitely going to be a lot more comfortable of a ride in the long run. And I mean that literally. And if you're wanting to be a lot more speedy and nimbler, you're going to want to reach for the one that's a little bit more lightweight between the two. Not by much, but it still is. So for your 5K, your 10Ks, try to reach for this one. So these are two shoes that have some overlap, but they do have two different purposes to them. Long runs, short runs, which one are you going to take? I would say definitely take both of them, because you want to use these two shoes inside of a rotation to cover all bases. They both serve a purpose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for watching this review, this head-to-head versus over these two ASICS shoes. You do need both of them for your running rotations. If you found this video informative or helpful, entertaining aside the least bit, give me a thumbs up. I need that like for the algorithm, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can stay tuned for more versus reviews right here on Running in Japan. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and until next time, God bless. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.